Darren.
What's up, man?
Wait, you don't remember me.
Sorry, man. I meet a lot of people, but your face looks familiar.
Front row, the Joe, section 112.
You're going to have to be a little bit more specific.
I think I have an idea.
Boys, bring it in.
You suck, McCarty! All right, bro. Old habits die hard, but I do remember you.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. And that commercial means only one thing. Hockey season is here today. Alongside Darren McCarty, four-time Stanley Cup champion. Joique Bell, former Detroit Lions great, in the house as well. Art and Fish putting it together also. And we are ready to roll. Hockey season is here. We're going to talk at length as they drop the puck at LCA tonight against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who got cooked by Pittsburgh. So, right away, Joique, the Stanley Cup champions coming to town. They got cooked. You're up against it right away. You haven't even played a game yet, man.
I think this is a great first game, though. To get
I
out
agree.
there and kind of see where you stand as a team. And we're still in the rebuilding phase, but we were talking to D-Mac earlier, and some of the moves they're making as far as who they're releasing, who they're keeping on the team, shows that moving forward, we're ahead of the curve.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are still tickets available, by the way. The Red Wings, I know, are doing a pretty cool deal where you can get tickets to the Red Wings home opener, the Tigers home opener together. Go to redwings.com for that. But D-Mac, here we go. We drop the puck, and the time for the talk is over. Projections, what we think is going to happen. We're going to find out what we know starting tonight.
There you go. It's what we think is over and what we know is in tune. So I got to tell you, I'm as excited for this hockey season as I've been for any in the past probably 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And it's just because I believe first it starts off with they're watchable. They got some good young kids. How many times is it exciting when you have a 19-year-old break the lineup? We remember when Dylan Larkin did it last time. Now it's Lucas Raymond's time. Obviously, the hype on Moritz Seider, so those two have eyeballs on them. But, we mentioned this earlier, right? It's two things. It's what are we going to get from the goaltending? Nedeljkovic has got an opportunity to come in and prove that he can be a number one guy. Obviously, Thomas Greiss on the last of the deal. Last year he played great. The team didn't play well in front of him. So it's about goals. We're going to address that. I think that the power play is going to be a huge thing for them this year. But it's always exciting first game of the season, looking at the lines and to see the guys are going to be there. And it's exciting for former players like myself because a lot of former players will be in the building. That's all I'm going to say. A lot of them with wearing this C and stuff. Just a little bit something maybe I know.
And that was something I brought up, too, when we talked to Chris Draper a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever that was. You guys, D-Mac, and you've led the charge with this, Chris Draper certainly as well. Everybody, really, that's affiliated with it. Kirk Maltby, who we talked to last week as well. The ownership. And Joique, I've talked with you about that with the Detroit Lions. I mean, the ownership that the lineage is taking right now. Like, you guys are vested. I mean, you are, especially because you were talking to me about it. The firepower of names that will be in the building. I'll just say it like that. The firepower of names that will be in the building tonight's impressive.
Well, we care. We talk about the ownership with the Lions and the relationship, obviously, or lack of, that they have with their former players. And it's not that way with the Red Wing organization, and it's not like it's a family. So it's had, different times, and as the team's more successful. But what you have is guys are invested in what they love for this team. The Steve Eismans, the Chris Drapers, the Pat Verbeeks, all these guys that are traveling, watching all these kids play, either doing the draft, like Drapes was in Manitoba, so he didn't make the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame induction and stuff like this, but it's the commitment. And the guys are doing what they love. I'm doing what I love. I'm the buffer. I'm the people are the power, my power. I'm a battery. So this is a great night to get back down and around. And plus, right? Plus last year being limited and stuff, to have a full LCA, it's going to be an exciting spot. And I believe tonight it'll be one of the first times where you'll see it more full because people won't want to miss what's going on the stuff on the ice is going to be just as exciting as the stuff off the ice.
Certainly, the building will be juiced tonight. There is no question about that. If you're getting involved on our YouTube chat thread on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, appreciate having you here today. Lots of talk. As Tammy Chin says, love the Fedorov shirt, Neal. I appreciate that. Steve R says that Neal's shirt is on point today. And this is what it is right here. So I have the Sergei Fedorov NHL 94 T-shirt.
And when I saw you tweet that this morning, I'm glad I just mailed it in and went with the standard because I have to go deep into the T-shirt. I don't even know where that T-shirt box is to beat that. That is a classic one, and I'm sure when we have our conversation about 91 in the rafters, you'll be wearing that. If not, your autographed Sergei Fedorov.
I wish I would have got the memo. What's
that?
That we was matching today. I feel like the eyeball here.
Oh, that's all right, Joique. Like you're like your stylistic levels on a different level, bro.
Not.
Yeah.
You
are.
Don't
real talk. Don't play
no,
the don't play the humble game.
I'm gonna tell you the real shout out to Bill Bentley.
Bro.
This is the Bill Bentley brand, the Bentley brand.
You're
like go check it out on IG. What'd you say?
You hang in Zetterberg land. You and Zetterberg hang out. I mean, you're the fashionistas, right? Neal and I are gonna rock out more. Neal might be a little ahead of me, but
I'm a little ahead of you,
style, right? You're in a Zetterberg style. That's just a play, I can't, I ain't gonna try to touch that.
Hey, D-Mac, don't let them come for you like that. That was a low key flex.
That was a subtle flex.
It was a subtle flex.
I missed it. What did he say?
No cap.
No. I was just giving you a hard time.
He said, you said that Neal might be a little bit more than me. He said, a little bit.
A lot more, but that's all right.
Nine Drink says, can't wait for Ballin' with Bell. It is a hockey edition today. We're going to push Ballin' with Bell back to tomorrow. So, Nine Drinks, we got you tomorrow. Joique's got some runs he wants to break down.
Only because it's, it's a big day.
It's opening day.
It's a big day.
So nice of you.
Yeah, no question. But, I mean, Joique, and my excitement for hockey this year, too, is on a little bit different level. A, because there's hope. Like you have a good story about a DMAC where you say, you're starting, that land is on the horizon soon. Like we left the port 5 years ago into this vast sea and with nothing more than the clothes on our back and some provisions that we didn't know if they would last long enough or anything like that. And while the clothes are tattered,
but we found a piece of wood and we can catch fish off the side.
Exactly.
There's sustenance in the boat.
There's a little bit of a lifeline, and we know that we will see land soon. The ESPN thing, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I said the story earlier this week. Hockey's a thing that kind of fell off the plate a little bit for me, just for a few reasons, the ESPN thing and, the downturn for the Red Wings franchise and all that. But I'm excited. I've always been a big hockey guy. And Joique, you're feeling the energy too, man. Like it's one of those franchises in Detroit where, my 2023 timeline, you can feel it a little more this year, can't you?
It's over here, man. I'm telling you, it's a team to play for. This is the hockey city. Can we say that? No,
absolutely.
We don't have a football
town.
We don't have a football town. We don't have a basketball town, but we do have a hockey town here.
Yeah.
And guys like the guy down there started that. They started that tradition here. So it's great to come here and play. And you look at DMAC. We were talking earlier about some of the moves they were making, and we talk about Lucas Raymond being the only teenager to make the 23-man roster since Dylan Larkin in 2015. And I said, at what point do we say, okay, we want to go younger over experience? We want younger over experience. Where's the balance in that, D-Mac?
I think, here's the thing, right? The game's evolved to now where these kids now, and I think what you're seeing is why Raymond's able to do that is because of the lockout last year, and he got some games, even though he was hurt. He got games against adults in the Swedish league, as did most Siders. So the development joint. These kids are so developed talent-wise, younger. It's just that if they have the maturity, and I'll speak to both Lucas Raymond and Maurice Sider, it's their hockey IQ and their maturity that allows them to come in at such a young age. So it's a special thing. You see it more in hockey now, younger guys coming in, but right now with this team, if you're good enough to play, doesn't matter how old you are, you're going to get an opportunity. To the point where it's about scoring goals. Right, this team, what is it, Neal? We said it beforehand, is They had trouble putting the puck in the net last
Right.
year, and nobody likes a 2-0 game unless you're winning in the playoffs, right? So I think that they've addressed that in different areas this year. We'll talk about it later, but the power play is where you have to use it as an asset. All great teams in this league use it as an asset, and I think this is just. I'm not saying playoffs for this team. I think, Neal, you brought up that 76 points is what Vegas has them at. I'm positive right now, and I would say the over. But to me, it's about the eye test more than anything, and watching these things grow. So the worst case scenarios are going to be entertaining.
And I hope that is the case, because I think that's a big reason for a little bit of the downturn, just as far as the interest and everything. When you don't score, you can be bad, and as long as you're entertaining and bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the early 90s Tigers were a classic example of that. And Rob
Long
Deere was
ball.
1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a home run every single night. But it was entertaining, and they were never a threat to win the World Series or anything like that. But I found myself having such a tremendous interest in that team all the time, because they hit the ball out of the park and they would lose 10-8. And you guys know this about me. I like the points. I like the touchdowns. I like the goals. I like the entertainment value. It's just I'm not entertained by 2-0. I'm not, man. And for me to endure that, I'm not going to sit there and go through that. Especially if you're getting shut out 3 times in 5 games and stuff like that. I'm going to go find something else to watch, D-Mac. That's just the reality.
No, that is the reality. And you know what? You might be there. You might not. And this isn't, but the thing is, like you said, we're building towards something, and they will get to the point where you will be must-see TV. I don't know if it'll be this year, but in the next couple of years. So it plays out the hashtag 2023.
Yeah, so you said earlier that it's going to be about the power play. And last year we finished second to last in the NHL in the power play. So coming into this year,
it was dry.
It was dry. It was dry. I know it was dry. Like, did you see anything in this preseason that gave you any encouragement on this upcoming season?
Well, absolutely. Just the way that, and the biggest thing is Alex Tanguay, a former guy I played with in Calgary, that was part of, the Colorado rivalries later in his career and stuff. But he's a very intelligent guy, and he fits in. Like, if you say that even though guys played in other organizations, but he's a Steve Yzerman guy, it's because they're really smart. They're hockey IQ, and I think that the biggest thing for a power play is just like the big thing is 5 guys on the same page. And the quicker you can enter the puck or get it back or whatever, and then that's what we've seen. So power plays tend to go hot and cold, and the bottom line is they have the talent on the power plays now. Between your guys, Zadina with the left shot, between Raymond the right shot, you got big Rasmussen when he's healthy in the middle. Then you got Larkin on the outside. You got Fabry, you got Gagne, you got a lot of guys. And then you look at what Mo Seider's done at a young age and being able to quarterback a power play, but you got Philip Aronik back there too. So there's options to move it around. And I think that when it's not working, the best thing, when it's not working, you can switch it up, because there's talented guys throughout the roster that if you're not doing it, well, these guys will. And that was the beauty of our teams back in the day. Stevie's not doing it, well, Sergei would. And if Sergei wouldn't, grind line go, right. Every now and then.
Yeah.
No, that certainly was the case, but we're going to talk a ton of Detroit Red Wings. Art Regner from DetroitRedWings.com, Red Wings media legend in this town, let's just say it like that. Art Regner will join us coming up about 11:28-ish, and we're going, this first hour, that second half of the first hour, we're going all hockey, wall-to-wall hockey. D-Mac will break down the roster a little bit, get a little bit deeper dive. I'll voice my concerns. Some of them you've heard, some of them you haven't. And again, I'm not being a hater, D-Mac. I'm just going to touch the brakes a little bit. No, I know everyone's feeling themselves, and that's cool. I'm here for it. I'm going tonight.
They're not feeling themselves because it's like the reality is, listen, we're not going to the promised land, but the thing is, there's something to watch to be down there. And if you enjoy the journey, this is the journey part. If you're all about just watching the ending and stuff like this, you can wait a few years. right? But now is where you want to be there, be down there. And the buzz around the building tonight will show that, not just for me, but everybody between the fans, but also to the former players and everybody that's going to be in the building to share a part of this, to get it going again.
Absolutely. I'm going down there tonight, D-Mac. I'll be there. I'll be down there tonight, so I'll be I'll be having a beverage. And
you have to make sure you come by for the Big D Energy between the first and second over.
Absolutely. I'll
Live Energy. I'm actually so the funny part, you mentioned Art Regner coming on, and I'll be doing I do the live house in-house, and also too with your girl Daniela Bruce, who does the sideline reporting for you for Oakland, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to pull up on you. Let's just say it like that. And you should pull up on my bookie, because where you're betting is just
on me.
Oh yeah, where you're betting is just as important as who you are betting on. That's why I always tell people, put your money down at my bookie. The Arizona Cardinals, they're off to a hot start. The Chiefs have as many losses as last year, and with all the overs hitting in the dying seconds of the game, there's never been a better time to get in on the action at my bookie. Get those picks in for the NFL contest for Week 6, which includes a battle between two potential Super Bowl contenders when the Cardinals meet the Browns. Yes, you heard me right. Two potential Super Bowl contenders, hard stop, Cardinals and Browns. That's the reality of where we're at. Don't miss out on winning season. Head to MyBookie and use a promo code Woodward. You'll get double your first deposit. That's promo code Woodward. You can double your funds and double your winnings. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Have a gambling problem? Call the Michigan Sports Gambling Helpline, 1-800-270-7117.
Big D. Big D.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
Of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Back at it here, Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network. Art Regner coming up in about 10 or 12 minutes from now. I did want to reset the Lions real quickly, though, before we get in. I mean, we're getting neck deep in hockey. There is no doubt about that. But the Lions hosting the Bengals on Sunday. Bengals hanging around that 3-point favorite. It just smells fishy, everyone. It just does. And tomorrow we'll have our picks and everything like that. I think I'm going to be leaning Lions tomorrow. Just to give you a little bit of a preview. Dan Campbell and the emotional press conference that he gave last week, and I was curious to see how this would be received by some of the players. And the child of Flint Street's Art has DeAndre Swift talking about Dan Campbell's emotional presser.
I'm sure that he cares, that it means something to him, as well as us as players. We just got to find a way to capitalize, finish games, and get a win. Yeah, I mean, we knew what type of coach Coach Campbell was when he got here. Real high energy, passionate about his job. Like, he wants to win, as y'all can see, as he expressed in the interview. But we just got to do a good job as players, just capitalizing and finishing games.
And that was DeAndre Swift talking about Dan Campbell's press conference. And Joique, obviously, I come to you, and here's what I really like about that. DeAndre Swift, the young buck, he seems to really, really get it. And he said it. I mean, he wasn't demonstrative about it, but he just came out and said, "That's us. We got to go do something about it." He knows the score.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's looking at the coaches as far as why we're losing, right? It might be a couple calls here and there that we don't agree with, but they haven't been terrible calls. I think that we've done a great job with time management. We've been very terrible, and I would say on third downs and fourth downs. And is that the coach's fault, or are we just not performing, right? When you look at the numbers, you look at the statistics, where you look at Dan Campbell, he said we're going to go back and revisit. We're going to look over what we're doing. We're going to see what's working. We're going to go with that. And you look at the numbers on third and short, 1 and 2, fourth and 1 and 2. They've been more efficient with running the ball, and they haven't been doing that. They've been putting the ball into Goff's hands, and he's been not playing well and not converting on these third and fourth downs, as well as the run game. And so it's things like that you look at as a coach that you might say, okay, run the ball now. But, this is a player's game, and I will always stand by that. The coaches aren't out there making the plays. It's not the coaches out there running the ball. It's not the coach passing. It's not the coach catching the ball out there, but they're putting us in positions to be able to go out there and make these plays. And we just haven't been converting. And so moving forward, I just want to see the team come together and start to play consistently. Like, not consistently bad, but play consistently good. Like, it's times throughout the year where, we're playing consistent, we're playing good football, and then we'll come out and we're not playing good football anymore. And then, it's even hard for good teams to come out and put together, 4 quarters of good football, all around football, from special teams to the defensive side to the offensive side. It's tough to put together 4 good quarters. And so, just moving forward, I don't want us to be able to play down and stop playing down to our competition level. We play well against, Baltimore Ravens, and then we go to Chicago and we play like that. It's things like that that's going to really hinder us from being successful in the future. And you look at our roster, and that plays a major part on the reason we're playing that way. We don't have the depth to be able to take guys out. We're battling injuries, which I knew at the beginning of the season that we had injuries that, our depth was, it was short.
Well, you called it, because everyone in this league gets hurt except for London Fletcher.
Yeah, everyone.
Except London Fletcher.
Yeah, we had to do some digging to find that out.
Yeah. Big J journalism, Joique.
Do some digging to find that out. But I kind of knew coming into the season it'll be hard to put 4 consistent quarters together in a row. And when I say in a row, I'm not saying the third and fourth quarter and then the first and second quarter of the following game, because we've done that before as well. We played the last 2 quarters of the 49ers game, and then we come out the next game, play well the first 2 quarters. And so we need to put 4 quarters together in one game and just see what the chips fall at the end.
Canuck Duke says in our YouTube chat thread, says it's more on the players. Coaching isn't completely innocent, but it's good to see Swift out there acknowledging that there's more to do. And I agree, and that shows continued development of DeAndre Swift, because he's going to be he's going to be a key component. If this team's going to rise, DeAndre Swift's going to be a key component of it.
He is. Right now, he's probably our biggest weapon on offense.
Sure.
Outside of T.J. Hockenson. And right now, what we've seen is that when they're doubling T.J. Hockenson to take him out of the game, because they know he's our best, our pass catcher. He's our best receiver right now. They double him and try to take him out of the game, and then that's when you can go underneath and hit DeAndre Swift, and he's very good at open field, and I think that's why they've been successful with passing to the running back out of the backfield.
Well, between Swift and what's his name? Ross St. Brown.
Oh, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. Between him, you look at a lot of, and I think it was apparent bringing up the air yards, is the fact that, when they swing it to those 2 guys, they have speed out of the backfield. They can make guys miss and use that to the advantage. So I think you have two guys that are shifty that can show that when you use the lateral part, the east-west offense, so to speak, that Goff is comfortable with, that these can be some legitimate outlets for him.
Well, and one of the other big areas of concern for me, and something that does have to change, the slow starts, man. I mean, you talk about all these games with the Lions, and they've just constantly been behind the 8 ball, the exception being the Green Bay game, of course. But, I mean, Joique, they got to get out of the blocks better.
You know what it is? They're going to the swimming pool. They take it at pinky toe, and they dip it in the water.
They're like, it's cold.
Oh, it's cold. It's just right. And then, then they want to go, in head first once they test it. I want to see us coming out, full head of steam. Let's go for a deep shot on that first series. Let's take a deep shot. Let's go for it. First play of the game, let's take it deep. And let's set the tone early. And what that does is that puts this mentality into your team, into your players, and now they're going out guns blazing, leaving nothing out there on the line, because the most dangerous thing in the world is the man who have nothing to live for.
Nothing to lose.
Right? Nothing to lose.
Yeah.
As Lions,
and that's what they are right now. There's nothing to lose at all, man.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, and they do. And Dan Campbell did address the media in terms of how they go about fixing the slow starts, and Corey Woods had the sound for us.
Yeah, it's, one of the things that we did say is that we have to still be able to run the ball efficiently like we do now. That's not what that means is that's been a positive for us, and we have to continue that. And I think everything does start with the turnovers. So you're asking me anything better? Well, we can always do a lot of stuff better. But I do think we have to continue to run the ball, and we have to eliminate these turnovers. And I think we have to be a little more creative in the red zone and be a little more – we just need to I think there's a certain way that we need to play in the red zone, a certain style. Let's put it that way.
And that was Dan Campbell. And I like the way – and look, the starts have been a problem, no doubt about it. But, Joique, you talked about the third and the fourth downs and the red zone. And, look, sports are different. Hockey's different than football. But there are some universal truths to it. And the third down, the red zone, I equate to the power play in hockey. Those are the money moments, man, because that's what two-out hitting in baseball, that's what dictates winning and losing. It does, man. Those are the things that dictate whether or not you win the game or lose the game, and you got to perform in those money situations.
No, you do. And by the way, happy birthday, Jared Goff. Whatever
All right.
you're going to wish for his birthday. I know what Neal would want for you.
What is this, D-Max facts?
Yeah.
What's that?
You just replaced fish with D-Max facts.
You like that?
Yeah.
Hey, do this. D-Mac, go boop.
No, I got to go. You do a boop. I'll do it. Boop. Smozzle. That's the old boop smozzle combination. But yeah. What were we talking about?
The money moments in sports.
Well, but it is because it's the tough side. Embrace the suck. With blocking shots, killing penalties. But the money moments are the red zone in football. The money moments are the guy on second, guy on third, two out. Can you drive that runner in? It's those. Can you, hold a team? Can you pull the goalie and get that goal? You're not going to always do it. The onside kick. There's different types of money moments that if you're good at, can change the face of the game, right? What's Joy? You tell me in football, if a team you're playing against, right, and they do a heck of a job between the 20s and they get into the red zone, but they come away more times than not with field goals. Well, that plays into the psyche that they can't finish, right? Whereas opposed to a team that once they get there, maybe have trouble getting there, but they get in the red zone and boom, they're money. Yeah. There are teams like that, right?
Yeah, there are teams like that. No, it definitely is.
That happens, right?
No, it happens all the time. You have teams that are very well, that are well within the red zone, but they're not too well. They don't do too well in the fringe. So you have teams that do different things. So
why is that, Joique? Like, what is it about when you get in the red zone when everything shrinks? Why are there teams that are good at it and not?
Because there's less room for error. The closer you get to the end zone, there's less room for error.
And the detailed teams are the ones that win, and they're the ones that usually have the percentage.
Exactly. And so you have like things like this. Like when I came in my rookie year, and I remember there are things that the coach would tell you, and then there are things that your teammates would tell you that'll kind of stick with you. You know how your parents would say something all the time, and it goes in one ear out the other. Because you hear it's like it becomes redundant, and then you have teammates who go down, like you're out there on the field, and they're breaking it down on the field. And I was a guy, I can go in the classroom, but I like to be on the field and walk through things, and that's how it kind of stuck in my head. And so we'll get down to the red zone. We might be on the 5-yard line, and we have a route out of the backfield. And if we're, in the fringe, my route would be 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage. But when you're down on the 5-yard line, you might be anywhere between on the line of scrimmage to 1 yard past the line of scrimmage because the field has become condensed. And so it's things like that you have to learn while you're playing because they don't have that on the paper when you're looking at the script, and that's what you call a guideline player. Once I got through my first year, second year, I wasn't a guideline player anymore. I can start to do things on my own, and I can take it 1 yard depth. But if you're not a guideline player, if you are a guideline player, you have to take it exactly what you see on film. Like what you see on the paper, that's what you have to do. And some guys don't have the green light. Just do what you see on paper. Don't do no more. Don't do no more.
Yeah.
And most rookies, they are guideline players, but have some guys who are they have that gift where they can go out there and they can just
improvise.
They can improvise, but at the same time be on the same page as a quarterback, because you don't want to mix up your quarterback because he doesn't have time to really kind of convert because everything's happening like that.
Yeah,
So-
and if you wish you could convert your crappy fantasy team this year, look, like you drafted them back in August. You're 0-5 too. Nothing's going to happen. So fantasy season's over, right, Art?
It's not over, especially
Really?
when you're a big dumb idiot like me and you're the MMA guy trying to build a fantasy league. Like, it's a terrible idea. But there is daily fantasy with Underdog, and you should check it out. If Tom Mazaway can sign up for an account, you can too. All right, so check them out. All you got to do is search Underdog Fantasy in the App Store, or check them out at Google Play, whatever app you use, or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Deposit $10. You're going to get $10 to use when you use the code WSN. That's Underdog Fantasy. Search it in the App Store. We got more Big D energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Big D!
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. His name is Joique Bell. That dude over there is Darren McCarty. Happy to have you guys along with us today. Fish in the Bowl. The child of the Flint Streets, Art, is in the production booth. Also, but we are, as promised, we're talking hockey, damn it, because the NHL season starts tonight down at LCA. D-Mac will be in the building. He'll be there in the official capacity that you've come to know him as. You know, the game day stuff up on the screen at the LCA, all that stuff. I'll be sitting in a seat having a beer, punched out.
We're having a big D Energy meetup between the
Big
first
D
and
Energy
second.
meetup. Yeah.
Fish, Art, Easy, Jeff, all the crew's going to be down there.
We're squad deep.
Hey, Art, you know what? I got a T-shirt. BDI on BDE. We got a big dumb idiot on Big D Energy. I like that.
I don't know
How
why you
said
pointed
that.
at me when you said that, but okay.
It's great. In.
Listen, I've been called worse.
But yeah, no, it's an exciting time for anybody who's going to be down at LCA. So
Which, judging by the text conversation, a lot of you are. I know the Detroit Red Wings put out a couple of tweets. The LCA game day rules were one of them that they put out, and we'll take a look at that here on the YouTube channel side. They recommend everyone to wear a mask while indoors. The food and beverage and everything, that'll be available. Arena entry via mobile ticket only. I know that's always a big thing. You guys know the parking situation as well. Here's a big one too. All points of sale at Little Caesars Arena require cashless payment methods. Repeat, it's a cashless experience down there. All bags, purses, clutches are prohibited. Only wallet-sized 4x6 by 1.5 or smaller will be allowed. So hey, don't be mad at me. I'm just relaying the message, trying to help the folks at the LCA out. So you can't say I didn't know. I'm doing my small part. Okay.
You know, and it's weird though that they can't bring their purses in, right? Because I guess it's because they can't see inside the bag and see what's in there.
That's usually the thing.
They're still going to check your bag.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when we had people come to the football games, they couldn't bring their purses in either.
Yeah, but
I think
you have a
it was
see-through
clear.
purse, so it shouldn't be an issue. Your purse is see-through, so you'll be fine. You know.
That was a good one, Art. I laughed at that one.
Tammy Chin says on our YouTube chat thread, it's all the same rules as last year.
It was so bad. It just threw off what I was even thinking about. It was so bad joke. The art of bad jokes.
Yeah.
It was terrible. So they would put like their bags inside like a clear bag. As if it was weird. But I understand this was safety precautions. So
and you know there's an element too, and I'm just being honest here. They don't want you getting your own bourbon and stuff like that.
Juice says, wait a sec.
But they're checking your bag.
What size liquids can we bring? Are we getting on a plane here? That's what it looks like. We're going on a flight.
Mike G says, where can I buy my number 11 Woodward Sports Network Zadina Rules T-shirt? I like that. Zadina Rules.
There's a lot of T-shirts that need to be made.
That would make sense.
Add them to the list.
We'll have to wait till the 30th or stuff like this. And
that's
for the record, I wrote this on there, but I was asked PK or PP, which is power play or penalty killing, which is more efficient. I said grind line mentality. We keep the puck out of the net, so PK mentality. But honestly, I wouldn't have a chance to get on the power play, so I got a better chance getting on the PK, so I'm going to say that.
Absolutely. The Detroit Red Wings as well released the captains and the alternate captains as well, as we take a look at that, and no big surprise there. Dylan Larkin, of course, will be the captain again, which we're going to touch on in a few minutes. Very big season for Dylan Larkin. But D-Mac, I mean, we know that going in. It's Dylan Larkin's ship, and that captain, man, that see on that hockey jersey is unlike any other thing in sports.
No, and especially for the Red Wings, and here's the thing: the kid knows. I call him he's like King Arthur.
Well, we keep saying kid. It's 7 years in, man.
Yeah. But again, started young, and
right.
it's that. And when you're maturing into you're not just maturing into a soldier in the army. You're maturing into the guy. So you got to take a little bit more time. But Steve Yzerman's the guy that you want mentoring him through this. So #Wiser plan. It's a big year for him, but it's also too, just like Stevie realized he didn't need to do it. He couldn't do it by himself. It wouldn't get done by himself. So how is this team around him? And like Dylan Larkin came out the other day, it's time for them to start their own history. They're all aware. We made our history. The Gordys and Teds made theirs. There's different history of different things. This is these guys' time, and I believe that this season, when we look back on it, this is where, because Stevie got the lineup of his guys finally in. We talk about the salary cap and talk about the ability to maneuver when he has to. I think everything's setting up for 2023, and now it's a part of the journey. So I've been waiting to watch some good hockey for a while, and it starts with the captain, but he's not a kid, and he's ready, like you said, so now's the time.
Danny DeKeyser and Mark Stahl will be the alternate captains as well. Danny DeKeyser took $20 off me last time we were on the golf course together. I was bitter, too. We were coming down to the end. It was like a 220-yard par 3. I hit a 3-iron to like 15 feet. I was feeling myself, and he stands up with a 5-iron, hits it to 1.5 feet, and that was a wrap.
Baby. Good swing, good.
God, the hockey players are such good golfers all the time, man.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Good luck. Good for them.
Why are the hockey players always such good golfers?
Hand-eye.
Hand-eye.
Right now, we are joined here on the show by Art Regner of DetroitRedWings.com. Of course, he is a Detroit Red Wings media legend in this town as well. And
thanks for doing your hair, Art.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Let the background.
I know how to use a blow dryer now, so that's
Well, it took you 30 years, but yeah, we're working on it.
Can you run your fingers through it?
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Oh, look at that body. He's got that body going on.
There's no doubt.
Him and George Clooney.
It has some bounce to it. Okay.
Yeah, that's me, man. You know that, Darren.
Art, what's going on, man? How you doing? It's great to have you on the show. And look, let's get right into it, my friend, because the Red Wings hope train that left the station a couple years ago, I think it's ready to make its first stop in terms of this year. So a lot of people are expecting some improvement from this Red Wings team this year. Just give me your 30,000-foot view of where this team is right now.
Well, I mean, I think there's two really big questions for the Red Wings. Number one is offense. Are they going to be able to score enough goals? Which includes how good is the power play going to be. It's got to be better than 11.4%, which was its conversion rate last year, which was 30th in the league. And I think another question that maybe we haven't spent a whole lot of time on because it was such a surprise deal is where is really Alex Nedeljkovic in net? He's only played 29 complete games, so much so that he's still eligible for the Rookie of the Year award, which he was a finalist last year. So Nedeljkovic played for a really good Carolina team, and I really think that even though the Red Wings are a lot better defensively, I mean they have 8 NHL caliber defensemen, 4 left shots, 4 right shots. I think they're better that way defensively, but I think Nedeljkovic is still kind of a bit of a question mark.
Hey, I'm talking to Art Regner. If you are at the game tonight, him and I and Danielle Bruce will be doing Game Day Live. So, Art, where do you want to start? You want to start power play or you want to start goaltending? Because I think that when Steve Yzerman came out and sort of in my opinion, Schwarmley with the pat on the back said, well, you look at how Tampa built their team, goaltender out. Well, yeah, he built the team. But with Thomas Greiss and I think with Nedeljkovic and stuff, do you expect, because honestly, it was subpar preseason. Do you think it's just timing getting back out there? Is he the answer? Or if he's not, is this the perfect, like, for Red Wings fans to know that this is sort of a tryout period because you have Sebastian Cossa down the road? So this ain't the end-all, be-all of anything else, but what do you expect from Nedeljkovic?
Well, I'll tell you what, Darren, I really don't know what to expect because, as you know as well as I do, Carolina's a stacked team. Brendan Moore's a great coach. I mean, they have a great system. They're a high-quality, high offensive, have great defensemen. I mean, so they were a complete team, a little bit more obviously further along than the Red Wings. I'm not sure what to expect from Nedeljkovic. Was I a little bit concerned by his preseason? Yeah, I was a little bit concerned by his preseason. But again, in Steve Yzerman fashion, he only gave him a 2-year deal. Now, I don't know if you guys have talked to Sebastian Cossa, but there's one thing that this kid does not lack, much like Mo Seider, is confidence. I think in his mind, Cossa looks at, I'll spend the year in the Western League here in Edmonton for the Oil Kings, and they're a stacked team. They could win the Memorial Cup. And then next year, I'm in GR, I'm in Grand Rapids for the Red Wings, and then in 2 years, I'm knocking on the door to be the Red Wings starting goaltender. Now, granted, he's only going to be all at, 22 or something by that time. That's pretty young to step into the NHL. But I do think that, Steve has given himself an out. If Nedeljkovic doesn't work, and, again, Joique, Darren, and Neal, as Ozzy has always told me, you can get goaltenders in the NHL. You can always find that tourniquet or that stop-gap measure. So if you're able to do that, then, and let Cossa progress at maybe a little bit slower pace than he may even want. So I agree with you, Darren. I don't think Nedeljkovic could be the answer. I mean, he could step in and, what would be, Neal asked me earlier about a dream season. I'm going to tell you what would be a dream season for the Red Wings. If the Calder Cup finalists, because there's a lot of high-end rookies that made their teams this year, but if the 3 finalists for the Rookie of the Year are Mo Seider, Lucas Raymond, and Alex Nedeljkovic, then the Red Wings have had a pretty good year.
No, that's pretty. It's real quick. So going into the season, regardless of whatever sports, you always have your guys that you're looking for, that you're excited to watch, right? And so the guy for me is going to be Lucas Raymond. They released Bobby Ryan, and they went younger, right? They went younger, and so for me, this is going to be a test for Lucas because he hasn't played in an 82-game season yet. And so, do you think he can hold his own through the whole 82 games? Or who is the guy that you're looking for improvement this year, or, the guy that excites you the most?
Well, Joique, I think that's a really good point because Lucas Raymond is an extremely high-end player. In his draft year, he was considered right up there with Alexis Lafreniere, who was the #1 overall pick. And when he was drafted, and again, I've told Darren this many times, Steve Yzerman said something that he usually doesn't say. He's not very effusive with praise or with criticism, for that matter. But he said, Lucas Raymond has the opportunity to be an elite level forward in this league. When he said that, the red flag went up where they really were happy to get Lucas Raymond. I think Lucas Raymond is a very, very high-end, very heady hockey player, and I think the thing that you're going to really like watching him play is that he has the, I was talking to a couple of other media people, he has like a cloak of invisibility out there on the ice. You really don't see him until the puck's on his stick and he's shooting on net, or he's making a terrific pass to a guy wide open who gets a great scoring chance. He has that kind of ability, that kind of intangible. And I think that I'm really eager to see how he does. Obviously he's playing with Dylan Larkin and Tyler Bertuzzi, and that's the Red Wings' #1 line, and he's going to get power play time. So he's going to get opportunity. It still might be like, he's got 9 games before his contract kicks in, and if he's not doing well, do they send him to Grand Rapids? I guess they could, but I think he's here for the long haul. The guy that I'm really looking forward to this year, and I think really just needs a little bit of a break for the hockey gods to help him out, is Filip Zadina. Filip Zadina is a scorer. Filip Zadina is a terrific hockey player, and if you talk to the Red Wings, they have no qualms about him as a player or the quality of player that he is. But obviously, he's the 6th overall pick a few years ago in the draft. He has to score. So I'm really looking for Zadina to come through. And what I really like is that the line that he's on with Pius Suter, who was a really good addition, along with Robbie Fabre, who I think is going to lead the Red Wings in goals this year. Fabre, Suter, and Zadina, that second line for the Red Wings could be just as powerful and effective as the first line. And last year, and it wasn't very long because COVID hit the team early on, is that the line it was, I keep wanting to say Pius Suter, but it was Robbie Fabre at center, Bobby Ryan and Filip Zadina had chemistry. They scored goals early on. Remember, Ryan had, I think, like 4 goals in 4 games. Fabre was scoring, and, and Zadina was setting them up. So with Fabre and Zadina, there does seem to be a little bit there, and then Pius Suter has proven to be a really good player. So I think that their top 6 forwards, if everything goes well and they stay healthy, I think there will be chemistry, and I think they will score more goals.
All right, hey, we're going to take a quick break right here. Stick with us for a second because I have a follow-up question about Zadina because that's my guy. That's my territory, as D-Mac will say, but we'll be right back with more with Art Regner.
You know what? And you lucky, Art, that I might have to bring this down tonight, but you better behave yourself with the machete. Yes, coastportland.com, WSN 20% off. Been talking about it for your knives, for your do-it-yourselfers, first responders, lamps, everything like that. Go to coastportland.com, WSN for 20% off. Tell them Big D Energy sent you.
Hi, I'm David Hall from All Financial. With historically low interest rates and 5-star service, you could pay your mortgage off faster without increasing your monthly payment. Get started now at 248-308-5000 or chat with us online. Call hallfirst.com.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Joique Bell, and we are joined by Art Regner. You know him. He's been a hockey media legend in this town forever, currently doing entertainment services for the Detroit Red Wings. Follow him on Twitter at Arthur J. Regner. But we are talking Red Wings. Red Wings and Lightning tonight as they drop the puck on the season against the Tampa Bay Lightning. But Art, I did want to follow up with the Filip Zadina question because I'm a guy, I've made no bones about this. And I know he's not Yzerman's quote-unquote guy. I understand that. But Art, is it fair for me to say that right or wrong, directly or indirectly, I think Zadina is one of the faces of this quote-unquote rebuild for the Detroit Red Wings, and it's critical, Art. And I'm looking for 20 goals from him at a minimum this year. Am I being unfair, Art? Help me out here.
No, Neal, I don't think you're being unfair at all. I mean, I think the Red Wings, when they drafted him, regardless if it was the Ken Holland regime or now that Steve has taken over, I think they expect a minimum of 20. I think they would expect that Zadina's going to fall somewhere when it's all said and done between 25 and 30 goals every season. Maybe if he scores a lot on the power play, maybe he could get up to 35. That might be wishful thinking on my part, but no, you're right. I mean, and Zadina knows it. The thing I like about Zadina, though, is that even though he's not scoring, his 200-foot game is still there. And I think that means a lot to the Red Wings, that he's not sulking. He puts himself in good position. He's a great passer as well. He's able to set up his teammates. He just needs to catch a break. I mean, last year, he and Dylan Larkin, after Bertuzzi went out with the back injury and then ultimately had surgery, they seemed to have a nice chemistry and a nice mix together, but neither one of them could score. They were both kind of snake bit. And, that has to obviously change. If the Red Wings are going to be better, Zadina has to score goals, and obviously Dylan has to bounce back. But Dylan knows that. Nobody knows more about how disappointing he was last year than Dylan Larkin. So But it's key. Zadina's key. He is part of it. If the Red Wings are going to have, if this rebuild is on kind of a schedule or an accelerated schedule, Zadina's one of those guys that's going to have to come through.
Love it talking to Art Regner. You know him, you love him. Anyways, Art, I got a question here from a young Tom Mazaway who says he misses you and he wants to know. He missed talking to you and ask you about is Blashill the guy. I'm gonna give Matt that is such is what Blashill's doing right now, and I always say hashtag wiser plan because Stevie says. Do you see that the way that this team is coming together, that this is the type of team, the younger guys that where Jeff Blashill can show he can excel as a coach?
Well, I think that, I think that's a good point by Maz. And hello, Tom. Miss you too, buddy. I would say this, is that I think that there's been a little more, and I don't know, Darren, if you've seen it or Neal or Joique on the Zoom calls. Jeff Blashill is a great person, number one, and a very affable man. And I think he's a really good hockey coach. But I think there's a little edge to him now because the team is getting better. Steve's draft picks and some of the, like Michael Rasmussen's and those type of players are starting to establish themselves and be part of this roster. So obviously if they're making the team and, Steve has this complete major say in how this team is going to be built, and he likes these guys, now there is a little pressure on Jeff Blashill to see what is he going to do with a better team. And I do think that this is, I don't know. Jeff signed an extension, richly deserved, because he had nothing. Let's be honest. After a while, we were joking around that the Red Wings were just, hey man, can you play hockey? You want to suit up for us tonight? The team had really not a whole lot going on there for a couple of years as they were trying to rebuild and trying to recover from poor drafts and trading draft picks away and all that stuff. But with that said, I think that this is crucial for Jeff Blashill, for these Red Wings to be a better team and a significant team, and for young players to take improvement. Now, Jeff Blashill has won at every level where he's coached. He's won championships, and he won the Calder Cup in Grand Rapids. And his hallmark is that he develops young players, he develops young talent. Well, maybe the Red Wings didn't surround him with enough young talent there for the first, 7 years or so. It seems like Blash has been here a long time. But I've seen him work magic with Western Michigan when he was there. I saw what he did when he was in Grand Rapids. So I do think now, though, he has a roster that is budding. It's a roster that's about to make that next step to an elite level. And I think that or competitive level and then elite level. There's a couple of steps that the Red Wings are going to have to make. But with that said, I think the crucial thing right now is that Steve's going to have to sit here and watch and assess, okay, Mo Seider, game 1. Mo Seider, game 82. Lucas Raymond, game 1. Lucas Raymond, game 82. Where are they at? Are they significantly better? What impact did Blashill have on their careers? Now, obviously, it's a team sport, and, Nick Leddy's going to have a lot to say about Mo Seider. All the defensive core will. Certainly if Dylan bounces back, Raymond should have good numbers, and, Tyler Bertuzzi, if he can stay healthy with a back, because you just never know at times. We saw what Danny DeKeyser went through last year. So I guess what I'm saying is that I think that the jury was never out on Jeff Blashill because of the team that he had, where, you had to be realistic and objective and know the Red Wings were going nowhere. But now it's starting to take shape, and obviously you're going to have to see how Jeff Blashill coaches these guys because they're better than the Red Wings have been the last several seasons.
Well, Art, as always, man, love catching up with you. Love talking with you. Our chat thread here, Chuck says, if it was even possible, but Art's got me more fired up for the season. So, it's not Red Wings season until you talk to Art Regner. I appreciate you. Appreciate you as always, my friend. We'll be talking again soon as the season rolls on.
Good to have you on.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, see you, Darren. Thank you, Darren. Take care, Joique. Nice talking to you, fellas.
Yeah, thanks, Art, man. Great guy.
That is Art, right? He is one of the good guys out there. Follow him on Twitter, Arthur J. Regner, Entertainment Services for the Detroit Red Wings. He'll be on that big screen with this guy over here tonight. So,
What,
I'll
Neal, you're talking to him over there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Joique, real quick, can you say Art's a great guy? Just real quick.
You know what's funny? Before he got up, I wanted to say it's great to have an Art on the show that's competent. That's what I wanted to say.
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, we're 1 for 2 today.
Yeah. 1 for 2.
1 for 2 in the art department.
Oh, that hurts me. He does have a great name. Art's a great guy.
Art.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, but D-Mac, before we head into this next break, and I know we were running short there with Art, and I did want to ask him about this, but I'll ask you, and because this is something that I talk about. And I think we're going to see this because of Pistons season starting. And we'll do a basketball preview show as well for the Pistons.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll try to get Luka Garza on. I'll reach out and see if we can spin the wheels on that.
Whoa, you're pulling your Mavs contacts out? Well, I like it.
No, I'm going to reach out and see, and because I know that viewership it'll be in the millions that day.
Millions,
at least. I'd say at least 15, 20 million.
Yeah, because Luka Garza has taken over this town. But D-Mac, for this team, for me, and I'll say the same message with the Pistons, and I joke here about Zadina and stuff like that, but I do want to see 20 goals. But with all this being said, remember, this Red Wings team has almost $43 million in cap space next year. $43 million in cap space. I mean, they have more in cap space than they have on the books.
Everybody's on a tryout
for next year. And that's the thing. I think people need to understand that. Where with the Pistons, with Cade Cunningham, I think with the Red Wings and where they're at right now, I know that the hopium is running rampant right now. I get that. But let's remember to tap the brakes a little bit because this roster is nowhere near a finished product. And as you said, I mean, this isn't one giant tryout, right? Even guys like Dylan Larkin, which I know is blasphemy to say, he's a free agent after next year. Even he's on a quote-unquote extended tryout right now because he's going to be coming into that year at 26 with that deal. You're going to have to pay him $7-ish million.
Then he's going to get paid, and that's what Stevie's hoping. Stevie's hoping to open the checkbook to everybody.
That's what he wants. But if he doesn't, he won't do it.
No, he won't.
And that's why I trust. That's why I trust Steve Yzerman implicitly because he has hardline with everyone. Tampa Bay's winning cups.
Man lie, women lie, numbers no.
No,
look at the numbers.
Tampa Bay's winning cups. He doesn't care. He's not scratching those checks. I mean, he's going to do what's best for that organization. That's why I'm excited about Steve Yzerman.
Well, that's the whole thing, and the bottom line. The bottom line too is the fact that when I hear Art Regner and the thing, it's like you said. So when a pure goal scorer like Zadina has struggled, and we know, but in the locker room from Hall of Famers and whatever, the work ethic's there. There's 200-foot games there. It will come, right? It's just a matter of time. You can't hold them down forever. So all this stuff, but again, they're all on. That's why it's going to be fun to watch. Because they're not pigeonholed by any more contracts and stuff like that. Yeah. And you got to earn. If you get the next big deal, it's because you've earned it.
I'm telling you, every player who's up next year on that contract are all hungry for that big deal.
Hungry.
Especially, too, given his situation, because that's the one that's going to set you up.
Hungry.
Fits to eat. We hungry out here. It's like it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime.
It is almost lunchtime. Go to paparomanos.com. They got a pizza that's pleased to meet you. It's the Meatza Pizza. Pepperoni, ham, Italian sausage, ground beef, bacon. Play the hits, man. Like sometimes in marketing, that's all you got to do. Play the hits. The Meatza Pizza, that's a hit. And a large one is just $16.99. Not feeling the Meatza Pizza today? Say you had it yesterday? That's cool. Salads, subs, whatever you want to do. Papa Romano's has you covered. Get the work squad together. Jump on the internet. Go to paparomanos.com. Get that order and be a lunchtime hero for everyone at the office today. Go to paparomanos.com.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, continuing our NHL season preview show. We've talked at length about the Red Wings. I do want to take a segment and talk about the National Hockey League as a whole because for a couple reasons. A, I'm feeling fired up about it. I'm feeling fired up about the NHL season, and you parlay that with the ESPN stuff, the TNT stuff debuted yesterday.
I loved it.
And D-Mac, Charles Barkley was a funny dude. I'm surprised to find out. You said Barkley and Wayne Gretzky, like they're boys, right?
Boys.
They're tight.
Boys for years, and Rick Tocchet too, from back in the Philly when Charles played there. So these are guys that are friends for 30-some years, and the one thing is what you see there and you love is Wayne Gretzky, to me, the greatest player in hockey history because of when I grew up and stuff like this. But when he's engaged and you hear him say that he really loves the game, and the thing with him, it's not about him, it's about giving that perspective. So to bring different things in, and whenever you see Charles up there, that's friggin' hilarious and stuff. But Rick Tocchet, Paul Bissonnette, Anson Carter, they all bring a different perspective of the game, and I really enjoyed it much more to like TNT does the NBA with Kenny and Charles and Shaq and Ernie. So I like the vibe. Anytime you get hockey guys talking hockey, plus Rick Tockett's up there, that's my favorite guy of all time. So I love it. And then ESPN, what they did, we're talking about the harmony and all this stuff like this. This is a great thing for the league. And I loved, like you said, ESPN Plus. And then how do you not look at there's a clip on it for the radio audience. There's Wayne Gretzky in the interview studio in Atlanta. There's Alexander Ovechkin, who last night scored 2 goals to surpass Marcel Dion to go into 5th overtime. His next up is 7:41 on Brett Hall, I believe. Move into 6th, but you have he entered as, "Hi Alex, this is Wayne." And that blows me away every time, Joique. You have the greatest player, like that'd be like Barry Sanders or whoever your guy was saying.
Hey Joique,
"Hi
I'm
Joique,
Barry.
this is Wayne." Yeah. I know who you
that's
are.
funny.
No,
that's funny.
This.
He did that. Barry did that. Hey, I'm Barry. That's I'm Joique.
I do that sometimes, right? It's just the way that
it's just you know what though. It is kind of weird because like people that they know you,
right.
But it's rude. Not you don't want to. I don't want to call it rude, but you don't want to seem like that guy to think that everyone knows who you are. Like that's just. I don't think that's proper etiquette. Just introduce yourself and start fresh. I don't want to assume.
Yeah. Some discussion on our YouTube chat thread. Dylan Larkin is the lowest paid best player on the team in the entire NHL at $6.1 million. And that comes to us courtesy of Detroit Dabber 313. But that's my point, though. I mean, there's some questions this year.
That goes to show you earn that next contract. Everybody in place is sort of on the trial to the next contract. I think Art brought up a great point too, is that we haven't even touched in the bottom 6 guys. We haven't even talked on the Michael Rasmussens and the Adam Ernies and the guys who's also Ernie's a Stevie guy, and I know he struggled when he came in, but last year was able to put the puck in the net. He's a big part of this team. Giovanni Smith, who's going to be part of that 4th line when he's in there being a big body and stuff. So they're putting the pieces together. I think that the big thing will be can they continue like they did in exhibition with the scoring power play goals, because all great teams are good on the power play. And there's only one way to go, right? 2nd worst in the league. Let's get it up there.
Only one way to go up. And for those of you that are interested in these types of things, the Tampa Bay Lightning opened up as a -260 favorite. They have been bet down to a -210 favorite, depending on where you shop. Red Wings +180. The over-under is 6. If you want the under, you have to lay 120 on that. Don't worry, Joique. The people that are in that world, they understood. They got every word that we were. We'll get there, Joique.
Betting 101.
The betting 101.
Betting 101.
Yeah. The moral of the story is, Joique, when we say -210, that means that you'd have to bet $210 to win 100 on Tampa.
Or you bet 100 to win 180 on the Wings home opener.
Meaning that Tampa is a pretty heavy favorite.
Why you have to bet 210 to win?
Because it's the defending Stanley Cup champions.
I got you.
You feel me?
I got you.
But if you believe in the Wings and you bet 100, you get back 180. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. They want you to square up on the Red Wings. But as far as that goes, we have the Stanley Cup odds, right, for the entire season.
I can get that for you.
I'm just gonna say right now, like you guys said, ESPN Plus or whatever like this with the NHL games or whatever.
Yeah.
Full invested last night, watching Edmonton, watching what and obviously having Uncle Kenny Holland being out there and wanting to see Edmonton do well with Connor McDavid and stuff like that. Mike Smith, their 38-year-old goalie, played well last night. You got the odds, Art?
Yes, I do have the odds.
But
let's take a look.
If you haven't got it, and that's it, $6 a month. I think it was.
It's the greatest value in television.
I paid for the year was $66 or $69.
It's the greatest investment in television.
I was flipping through with everything that they have and props shot out to them and. Even more so because now I'm invested to see how it is, but this is the best thing for hockey.
And you can watch Oakland basketball on there too with a certain play-by-play guy.
I'm just saying. It's even better. I wonder who that is. There's a caveat. No wonder you sent me your enter code. But Art, so you got the odds right now?
Yeah, so I have the odds. I'll just tell you right now. Colorado Avalanche is a plus 450. Tampa Bay is a plus 550.
Not feeling Tampa this year.
Vegas Golden Knights a plus 700. Yeah. And then Toronto Maple Leafs edging out the top four.
Can I fade the Maple? Every year the Toronto Maple Leafs are coming.
You know that
you know what it was though? Hey, they were coming this year. One thing, they were up there this year.
Do you guys know the greatest bet I ever made? When I was 10 years old
on the Leafs?
Well, with a Leafs fan who was my cousin Chad. We grew up when we were 10 years old. So when you're 10 years old, $100 is like $1 million. We bet $100 who would win the cup first. The Wings or the Leafs. The fact that I scored the goal, I made him pay me $200. Now we have a $100 bet since '97 who would win because, he had no chance. He even knew better than to continue to win because he would just be so much in the hole. But we have a $100 bet since '97 who wins the Stanley Cup or Super Bowl first, the Lions or the Maple Leafs. So I'm still saying I got a chance. Even the Lions bet is still in there. I believe the Lions get it. And at the end of the day, don't worry, Joint. It's good gambling because even if the Maple Leafs do win the Cup before the Lions, I'll still be up 100.
Looking at the odds for the Red Wings right now, they're sitting at a plus 10,000 to plus 15,000. The website that I'm on right now, oddshark.com, has a plus 20,000. So
not a lot of faith in the business community in the Red Wings winning the Stanley Cup.
No, but I did want to ask you guys over under for these 76.5 points. Where are you guys sitting with that?
See, I sit over, and here's the thing: you got 3-point games, right? So half of the 41. 41 is 82, whatever. Don't worry about my math. But the thing is that with the overtimes and the extra point games, and the fact, Neal, you brought up what they end up with 74 in the last full season.
Last full season. You had to go back a ways. It was weird.
This lineup is going to be better than that. So I would say the over. Art, do you still have the Stanley Cup projections there? Because you said after Toronto, who's the ones? Because you want to go, who's between 5 and 10?
All right, so we've got the Boston Bruins at a plus 1,400, Carolina Hurricanes at a plus 1,500, the Islanders, Maz's favorite team, at a plus 1,900.
I think the Islanders are worth a spin.
The Islanders might be like, and what I'm looking for is what's the value bet there? There it is. The Islanders at plus 1,900 is probably your value bet right there.
I will say, Habs man, if he's putting money down, plus 2,800 that the Habs
no, not a chance.
Long live the Habs, man.
Long live the Habs, man.
I think that right now I would go plus 1,900 with the Islanders as a soft, where's the value?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's Colorado. I mean, when you boil it all down, you say, look, you got to put your house payment on it. I think Colorado. That's who I'm going to ride with. Well, it's Colorado's time. It's their time.
They have to do it this year. A lot of the times too, as you look at the team that's up against it, that when do they have to do it or not do it? This is their make or break year with Colorado before all their big stars go.
First game, if we want to go by first game projections, the Pittsburgh Penguins did beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're sitting at a plus 2,500. So
see, they could be a sleeper too because you got Ovechkin and Malkin that are out. Could be the last hurrah by this guy. That would be a good bet too because they're going to miss some games and be healthy.
So there you go, Joique. If you believe in the Red Wings that they'll win the Stanley Cup, you put down 100, you get back 15 grand.
Say goodbye to that 100 though.
Yeah. Or you could just light it on fire to stay warm.
Clip that. We need that clip.
Yeah, or you could light it on fire to stay warm. You know.
You know what though? Not this year. I'll do it next year.
All right, there you have it. Joique is getting down.
I'll get down next year just because, you know, it's a 2-year. This is a 2-year thing. So, is it? Can I bet that they make the playoffs and win money doing that as well?
Yes, you can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And where do you go to bet on that, Mr. Neal Ruhl?
Well, you know, we're at the MyBookie Studios. You can go to mybookie.ag, search out all the lines. We'll have to pull a number on that. We'll have to get.
I'll get it for you. Give me a minute.
Yeah, we'll have to get the research department on that because. You know, yeah, that might. I would imagine they'll probably be 4-ish to 1, between 3 and 5 to 1, somewhere around there.
Just so you know, the betting industry is very crazy. You can bet on anything. I could probably bet on what color shirt you're going to wear.
You know,
tomorrow.
it's funny because we'll do this in the locker room, but it's like friendly wagers. But this is real life. Like we'll have a half-empty water bottle sitting here and a trash can about 10 yards away, and we'll bet on 3 shots to make it into the trash can.
All right, so right now the Wings negative 2,500 to not make the playoffs.
To miss the playoffs. All right.
So you put $1 out, and
so you got to put $2,500 to win 100 on them not making the playoffs.
On them not making it. Them making it though is a plus 1,200.
That's got to be what, 8, 9, 12? Okay.
Yeah.
Plus 1,200 also. Mo Sider win the Calder.
So
there's
plus
all these little bets and all these little things out there. So,
what would you put?
Zadina 20 goals.
Yeah, what would you put the odds on Zadina being 20 plus in terms of goals?
I got to think that they'd probably be around
even money.
Maybe a little bit plus, but 25 goals would be plus 125 probably.
Yeah.
But you heard it from Art. See, the best thing. Heard it from Art Regner. The best thing is what you know is what's coming out. How does the organization feel? And the fact is, about Zadina. So you should be happy. He's going to get all the opportunity, but he's earning his opportunity. They're not giving him anything. This isn't anything. This is just from what I hear, it's just a matter of time before it breaks, and hopefully.
Well, it's an opportunity to succeed or fail.
Yes. But
that's what it is.
But isn't that every opportunity?
We gonna see.
But isn't that every opportunity
so
in life?
Would you put money on that?
Succeed or fail?
Would you put money on that? Would you put $100 on them making the playoffs?
I would.
This year?
Yeah, why not?
You get $1,000 on it. Right. Pull up on me.
You put 1,000 on it, you'll get what? 10,000.
Yep.
Pull up on me. Okay.
I'm just Joique. I'm just saying, real quickly.
Do you take out a Bitcoin and just take a knife and just shave a piece off of that? Is that how you do it? You just shave a piece off?
Yeah, something like that.
Real quickly, Chuck Brewer says, Toronto has been overhyped since I started watching hockey in the 80s. And Chuck, I agree with you 1,000%. Toronto, we hear about it all the time, and they never do it. And it makes me happy. It does.
Is that the guy that always kept taking the Shine House? Is that the
Not
guy?
as happy as me when you grow up around Toronto and Montreal fans your whole life when you're the Dead Wings. So
speaking of overhyped, we're going to find out who's overhyped with the Lions pregame coming up, Neal. Are the Lions overhyped for this weekend? That +3. Are you taking it, Neal?
I think as I sit right now, I would. And if you're going to be downtown for the Lions game, make sure you hook up with Woodward Sports, DraftKings, Jose Cuervo, and WRIF for the Lions pregame show. We'll be squad deep out there from 11 to 1 p.m. You're going to be down there anyway. So slide through the tin roof downtown, the former Chelly's Chili, and come say hi to everybody at Woodward Sports. You can win some great Woodward Sports prizes and more. And the show will be simulcast on WRIF as well. And it's a really good time down there in downtown Detroit. And since you're down there already, swing back by the postgame show live from the Brass Rail, brought to you by Woodward Sports and Jim Beam. Start broadcasting live at the 2-minute warning of every Lions game. Stick and Anson will be in the house. We'll be getting all the fan reactions. Again, that's at the Brass Rail downtown Detroit. I might slide through the Brass Rail tonight, as a matter of fact, on my way down to LCA. And that's after every Lions home and away game.
Pull up. Oh, man.
Oh, absolutely. I will, as a matter of fact. There'll be the after party with a VIP area for Woodward Sports fans, pizza, and more. The official post game for Detroit football is at the Brass Rail, and it's only on Woodward Sports.
Big D. Big D.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it. Spin. spin. Uh-oh. Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin, spin, spin till you bleed.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
On and popping here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell. One more time, Joique.
Big D!
Big D. He is D-Mac, Darren McCarty. Happy to have you all along for the ride. Mr. Thomas, who scores the first Red Wing goal tonight? You know what? If it were me,
it's Bertuzzi. I'm telling you.
If it were me, I would go Zadina tonight.
Well, you know what? And then I'm
All
going
or
to go
nothing.
Cinderella story. It's got to be Lucas Raymond.
Yeah, I'm going to say Lucas
out of
Raymond.
the- right out of the
yeah.
ripper.
First one, right off the ripper.
Right off the ripper. It'll probably be a D-man.
I'm
though.
going to find odds for that while we're waiting because that sounds like a bet.
It does. I like
It
your
is a
call,
bet.
though. Probably Bertuzzi and stuff like that.
We sort of a great career.
I got to ask you a question, D-Mac, just from a personal standpoint, because Bertuzzi is my favorite player. And we did this earlier. What is his potential in the sense of goals? Because he had 20, and then 5, obviously, with the injury last year. But with some of those players who have been around for a little bit, we're talking about all the new players. Let's talk about the players that have been around for a little bit, like the Larkins and the Bertuzzis. How much of an impact do you see them making on the roster to help those rookies and those newbies?
Well, it's going to, because it's huge. The biggest loss, and Art brought it up last year, was Bertuzzi, and you said 5 goals. That was he was off to a huge start.
Yeah.
He is a sandpaper to that locker room, no matter what, and on the ice to that stuff. And he makes Dylan Larkin. Everybody has their go guy. Mine was Drapes. Just the guy that knows your buttons to push. So the healthier he is, he's the key ingredient if he stays healthy, because he was not the one that was in last year. Now, I think it's probably going to take him a little bit to catch up, just to catch up in his head, speed-wise and stuff like this. But he hasn't looked out of place, even his first game back and stuff like this. So
These odds are insane. The first goal scorer, okay, Lucas Raymond is at a plus 3,100. So you put $10 down, you get $310 back. Zadina is further down, and he's at a plus 4,600. Bertuzzi is sitting at a plus 1,800. So some odds there for you if you're thinking about doing a first goal score. But you guys are going Lucas Raymond.
That probably means they're saying the Lightning are going to score first.
Well, right, yeah. I mean, if you look at the list, like Kucherov and Point and Stamkos and all those guys, are all listed first on there. They all have like the quote unquote best odds. So yeah, it's one of those things. I am surprised though, as I look at that Zadina is getting that much credit.
Yeah,
I mean, something's up with that.
Yeah, that's odd to me.
I'm just saying.
Is it odd because it's the odds?
Ooh, hey.
Some NFL news has dropped as well. The Seattle Seahawks releasing their former starting cornerback Trey Flowers. People ask, is he a fit for the Lions? As Ian Rappaport reported that. I guess it was requested. An experienced corner with 4 years of starting experience is now available out on the market. Hard no from me because I want cap space. I want draft capital. Nothing saving this season, so we press on. Joique, your thoughts?
Do we not want them? Do we not want another trade? You don't want Trey Flower? I don't
want to tie up the money.
So it's strictly a money thing, not a talent.
It's strictly,
correct. Yeah, he's a good player.
The game plan,
okay, so it's just okay.
They're 0-5.
Yeah.
The
you
training,
don't want to bring anybody in that gives you a chance to win.
No, I'm not even saying it like that. I'm
what
saying
are you saying then?
The
Because
financial.
that's how it sounds like. So when you say you don't want this guy, you got to explain to people why you don't want.
Because I don't want that financial liability.
Okay,
right.
That's why. Is he a good player? Yes. For what, Joique? Like what's it going to accomplish this year? Really, you're not stopping what's going to happen.
It's not, but you have a guy that's coming in the middle of the season that he's gonna be here next year. More than like he'll be here next year. So to build that camaraderie with the rest of his teammates and have a strong foundation. Because we're gonna need help in that defensive backfield. Like bringing him in.
Oh, there's no doubt.
We need help.
It's a bare cupboard. I understand that.
We're
so,
thin.
So Neal, if it's cost efficient or if it's at a number that
right,
makes
but it's not going to be cost efficient
No,
to
I
come
get
to the
it.
Lions.
Okay.
You know, when you're 0-5, you got to pay the old bad team tax.
Plus, he can't be looking to go to the Lions
No.
anyways, because you're only going to look to a bad team to get paid money, and you're not gonna. If they're not going to pay it because of whatever else, then he ends up on a competitor.
Yeah.
Taking less money.
Yeah, and that's what he should do. If
Right,
he's doing what's best, he's going to do it. No one's going to, leave a team and say, I want to go to Detroit. It's just not right now. We're not that team we're not that enticing team, but people want to just run to Detroit right now. We're not that. We're not winning. We got a lot of rebuilding to do. Now, if I'm looking at it, but I'm born and raised right here in Michigan. I'm running back to Detroit so I can be part. You know what? Let me give you a story real quick. When I would have to choose a school to go to coming out of high school, I could have went to Michigan, but I wasn't going to be playing running back. I could have walked on to MSU. I could have went to Grand Valley. I could have went to Toledo. I could have went to all these other schools. And then I remember my coach said, listen, you want to be a small fish in a big pond, or you want to be a big fish in a small pond? And I said, I thought about it. Wayne State had never won a championship. I'm like, you know what? If I won a championship there, it'll be special. It'll be special. So when I came into Detroit, that was one of the things that I looked at. Like, we had never won a championship here. I wanted to be part of something special, to bring something special back to the city. So that played also a major role in me coming back to Detroit. And so everyone is not going to look at the same thing or look at the same opportunity the same as other people. And so for Trey Flowers, he got to do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. If you want to come to Detroit and be part of something special, because it's coming, come on over, be a part of it.
And look, you guys, I'm on board with that. I agree. I like the direction of the franchise just based on the war chest of draft picks that they have. There'll be a lot of cap space. Looking at Spotrac right now, as far as the 2022 cap goes, you're looking at about $42 million in cap space for the Lions. I'm not putting that at risk for what? I mean, again, he is a good player. There's no doubt. But this is a long game here. You're 0-5. This is over. OVA. Over. It's a wrap. And I know that goes against the way you guys are wired as players. But that's the reality of the situation. That's what's happening.
Now we're working on our craft. We're working on our craft now. We're perfecting our craft.
Sure.
We're not going to go 0-16. We're going to win a game. It's not a game where we're going in there and you've seen the Lions lay down. Like last year when we went and we had Tampa Bay come here, and I feel like the Lions laid down last year. They just laid down and just let the Tampa Bay Buccaneers run all over them. I haven't seen that this year. And I seen Braylon talk about it yesterday, where these are moral victories, where guys aren't giving up their fight to the very end. And I think that's very important, and kind of what I alluded to yesterday. About
I hate that terminology, moral victories. When you're playing for money, you win or you lose, man. Like
you do win and you lose, but like I said, you have to start somewhere, right?
Right. Well, my moral victory
foundation is, because the moral victory is the foundation for me. The foundation is going to be the mentality of this team. That's the foundation. Like, if you don't have that foundation, you're not going to win games. That's period. So we're going to wipe the clean slate this year. We gave them a pass for this year. We knew that we weren't going to be good this year. We knew it. So when we come into the season and people get upset, we're not winning. Well, we've been saying that the whole year.
Right.
We said it the whole year. You have people come here, 10-7 train.
The limo.
Would it be a bouquet of flowers if we got another Trey Flowers? Because we'd have a whole bunch.
We have a whole bunch of Trey Flowers. You know what it is? They can be here long enough to start winning, so they can what? They can start getting their flowers.
No, but for me, like, my moral victory is 3 of the top 36 draft picks. That's my moral victory. My moral victory is $42 million in cap space next year. My moral victories don't change, because that's what's going to be the key to getting this football team to winning a playoff game. That's it. Like, that's the only hope. I love the way, too, like, we get caught up in this, the Trey Flowers, is he a fit? It's the dumbest discussion of all time to me, because because that impacts my $42 million in cap space next year for nothing. Like, that's my problem with it.
Well,
I hate the is he a fit stuff.
We might not be able to decide. We don't know what Brad Holmes is doing, but there is one thing on the football front we do know, guys. Come on, man. Let's be honest. We like simple stuff. Football, 5 days a week. I take it 6, 7. Uncomplicated things, that's what I'm saying. Like Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Check it out. Walk in, sign in, sit down, boom. Before you know it, handsome and clean like D-Mac. Get the Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. You know why, Art? It's wicked awesome. Big D Energy.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house. Also, Art is here, Fish is here. Fish buzzing a little bit after the U.S. win against Costa Rica last night in World Cup qualifying. Boy, that got off to a rough start, Fish. They get down 1-0 in the first minute, and I think, oh boy, here we go again.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
But they rebounded.
They did rebound.
And you got to remember, too, no Weston McKinney, no Pulisic.
Yeah, they didn't look incredibly good, but they win. A win is a win, right?
Absolutely,
Maybe.
my friend.
Sometimes.
Big
all the time, Fish.
Yeah.
All
Everyone
the time.
isn't pretty.
Now they got to
That's
play
coming, that's
Mexico. Oh, boy. That's not going to be
Yeah, you get a draw. Draws away. That's one of the few situations
The
where
Mexicans travel well, by the way, which is not good.
Camera. Because your camera sucks today.
Why did it suck? That's not my
if
fault.
they play like your camera, they're going to be delayed. It's going to be mumbled. And it's going to be terrible. Stuttering along, Fish.
That's
be
my
better.
that's my whole life, so that's fine. For me.
All right, Fish. Hey, man. Knowing what you are, man, is a strength. There's no doubt.
I just love how Fish is so talkative now. You remember when Fish first got, he was so quiet. I just love how he's talking.
Now you can't get him to.
You can't get him to be quiet. Yeah.
When you leave, you'll be talking again.
No, he's gonna talk while you're here too.
Speaking of talking, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight on Thursday Night Football. Oh man, Lord Tom Brady will grace your television screen with his presence. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a 7-point favorite. They crossed that line. They were opened up a 6.5-point favorite. They're now a 7-point favorite, which is even money at most shops, depending on where you shop. Over under at 52.5. And you know, it's funny, we were talking about Trey Flowers and the Seahawks cutting him. I'm sure he'll end up at Tampa, Joique, and I'm sure you'll tell me that Tampa's not a super team.
I thought I changed that.
You did. You relinquished.
Yeah.
I was giving you a hard time.
Yeah. It was once they got Richard Sherman, I said, oh, okay, they're doing pretty. They're doing quite well. They're doing quite well. Now I don't see why they wouldn't bring him in. At least for a workout. At least for a try. You know, guys are willing to take less money because Tom Brady he started that trend in the NFL. Now he's taking less money to build a team around him.
And he did that. People don't remember he did that at New England.
He did it in New England too.
He was doing it. He was like what, like that ninth highest paid quarterback or something?
He was top 10. He wasn't even the top 5, but he did that consistently. And that's one of the reasons on why they were able to build that team around him. But the funny thing is so I would train in L.A. and I would train with some Patriot players. And what I'm not going to state any name, but he said that's how Belichick does. Like he'll bring you in, say, listen, I know the market says you're worth $3 million, but we're going to pay you $2 million. You'll win a championship here. You'll win a championship here. And so they'll pay you under what you're worth, but what they're hoping is that you'll make up for that in the offseason with endorsements from winning. You win, you get more endorsements. And so that's kind of that's how it goes. And so that's kind of their method, and I don't see them going outside of outside of their norm.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now, according to Spotrac, have $1.9 million in cap space. So I don't know how that would work as far as Trey Flowers goes.
Where does this game go on your Thursday Night Football radar?
Oh yeah, I mean it's the Bucs, right? Like it's the show.
Okay.
And I'm a big Antonio Brown guy. I know a lot of people aren't. I am. He's entertaining. He's fun. I know he's a circus and everything. I get that.
We're gonna keep it all on the field. Let's keep it all on the field, and then we can talk about all the other stuff outside.
No,
on
but
the field, he's dominant.
But that's my point.
Yeah,
like I separate all that
you
stuff.
Separate it. People have to learn how to separate that.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what he does off the field.
But on the
I
field,
don't watch that.
Yeah, on the field, You know, if he's not out here, out here murdering people or doing certain things, okay. But on that football field, that guy,
he balls out.
He's a baller.
Yeah.
When we asked, and so it was a tough question when I asked Calvin Johnson. I said, listen, would you rather have Golden Tate's yak ability or would you rather have Antonio Brown's football IQ? He was like, oh, that's tough. And he ended up going with Golden Tate. But,
But he had to think about it.
He had to think about it because, we played with Golden Tate and we've seen him in person and seen how electrifying he can be when you get the ball in his hand. Like, it's like a switch comes on and he just turns into this little beast mode, this little Megatron, and he takes over games. And so, you have a guy like Antonio Brown who can get out there. He still has that ability to make these big plays, and it's just he's consistent.
Yeah, and it's funny to me, too, like Chris Godwin has the highest cap number on that team. His cap hit is just under $16 million. So, to me, that's funny because that goes to show you the culture that's in place for Tampa. And you live this, D-Mac. I mean, you're an insider as far as this goes.
Yeah, no, I mean, this pre-salary cap era and stuff like this, the different rules, but that was the Red Wing way. And it's funny because you sort of like slotted in and everybody, around the time, but it was about winning from day one and sort of bred that way, right? Sort of bred that way. And that was just the way it was. But we were all means to an end. Now we were different because we grew up in it, right? So we all accepted, like the Meemaw Strapes, the guys growing up, you were always taken care of. But, when guys are coming in, like the Hulls, the Robitailles, the Hassicks and stuff like this, there had to be some, they had to give back, I guess, just to go for that championship. So, little bit different situation, but understand it. Most championship teams, somebody's got to make a sacrifice.
Yeah, it's just, and that's the thing that I always keep coming back to, and you guys have heard me talk about this obviously often, but Ndamukong Suh's a $3 million player. Antonio Brown's a $3 million player this year. These are dudes out there, man.
Dudes.
Like those guys are dudes. That's why they win. That's why they win championships. That's why they're Super Bowl contenders. That's why they're the favorite right now. I think anyway to win the Super Bowl again because it is a commitment to that culture that. It's straight pros in that room, and even Antonio Brown. It's weird too how you don't hear about the off the field stuff anymore or anything like that, right, Joique? Because he's falling in line.
He's falling in line, and I think that plays a major part in Tom Brady as well. Coming there with Tom Brady, them having that camaraderie, him being able to have a guy there that he respects, a guy whose body of work speaks for itself. Saying, listen, this is how we're doing things here. I know you've done things differently, but I'm gonna put my neck out there for you because I want you here because I know your talent. I know what you can do. I know what you bring to the table. Fall in line. Let's get it. Let's get this championship. And that's what they did last year. And now let's repeat. And was Antonio Brown? Well, was he wrong? Was he wrong? Everything he talked about with the Raiders, the things he talked about with the Patriots. Was he wrong?
That's what's interesting about all that too, because you sent that to us in our little chat thread that we have. Who turned out to be right in all this? Like as far as the Raider circus goes, he bailed on the Raider circus, and it's one of those things where Antonio Brown's the smartest guy in the room, man. Like he bailed on a bad situation before everybody else did.
He got out.
He got out, man.
He got out I'm not saying like it. Everything turned out the way it was supposed to turn out for him. I guess it's God's plan. God engineering, I guess.
No, absolutely. But I guess that's a very, very long answer to your question about will you watch this game tonight? Yes, I will, because Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback in the history of football, is out there.
Antonio Brown, and a lot of times, right, with that is the one thing is I know he feels appreciated in that locker room. That's why the all the off the field stuff simmers down. He buys in line, but there's also too, he feels appreciated. You see it by his play. He wears his emotion on his sleeve. So when he's buying into all that factor, that means he's doing better.
It's crazy because when you have who's going to guard who this game? Who's Slay guarding? Mike Evans.
It doesn't matter. His hands are full wherever.
Yeah. Then you got Chris Goodwin. Do you have Antonio Brown?
Who do you want to cover? That's the whole thing.
No. So who do you need?
Do you want to run fast, or do you want to leap high, or do you want to?
Yeah, more than likely, I think they'll have him on Mike Evans for sure. But we'll see what happens because would you consider all three of those guys Pro Bowlers?
They could be, I think.
Yeah.
If it were a regular team and they were dispersed amongst the league, I would think they would all be Pro Bowlers. Yeah,
I think so.
But I mean, there's only one football to go around. Super Saiyan Lion says, I find it funny how everyone's so amazed that Brady is playing, but no one ever brings up the fact he has 3 number 1 receivers in his team. That makes it very, very easy for him. And yeah, but that speaks to him though too. Guys want to roll with him.
In a position to win. That's why he's the smartest guy. Way to go. Hate him because you hate him, or because he's smarter than you. That can get guys want to play with winners. Right? Guys will want to play with winners. So yeah, it's easy, but he's got it.
Yeah. So and then you have the older guys, like you say, like a Sue, like a Richard Sherman. You know, Richard said before he decided to go to Tampa Bay, he said he had to check with the wife. Can you hold down the fort while I go? She said, you know what, go handle your business. And so that gave him the okay to go ahead and go get another championship.
And here's the thing, right?
What's their odds of getting a championship?
Going through mental issues or going through some things where you say that tells me that, hey, he's going to be in there where he can just concentrate on football with guys his age that love the game, that he respects, the older guys, the veteran guys like this, and just go there. It's like going to football camp, right? It's a refreshment. It's like me in 2008 coming back, and it wasn't about coming back. It was about the journey along the way.
You enjoyed your camps?
Well, it's about the journney along the way.
No.
When I came back, right, when I was done in 07 and I made my comeback and I had to go to the IHL and then earn a tryout to the AHL and then earn a spot on the Red Wings, I had to do all that. I was so happy to do that. I didn't care if my journey ended in Flint. It was being back and being around the guys and having that love and all the other BS off the field, because now he can go back and just play ball.
Shout out to the Firebirds.
Yeah. And shout out to
I'm a big OHL
shout
guy.
out to his wife. I mean, that's not a lot of times is to be able to go handle your business. That's what it is.
Here we are for Super Bowl odds. Are you talking about Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
They're plus 550.
They're the favorite?
Yeah.
Buffalo's close and hard,
Colorado
though.
plus 450 in the NHL to win.
Yeah, but honestly, guys, let's not clown it around. I mean, a great value is that plus 200,000 for the Detroit Lions.
To make the playoffs?
No, to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, to win the Super Bowl?
Limo?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? That would be the greatest story in the history of sports, man.
Ever.
The media be running that clip of me saying, "This is over."
Well,
they're 0-5. This is over.
They're even with their 0-10.
Are you kidding me? Fish would be a national star. You'd be like,
Oh,
I told you so.
Yep.
I told you
You're the
so.
Miss Cleo
He's
of
still
football.
on it. They haven't lost 8 games yet. They haven't lost.
The
Art,
Miss
you're a
Cleo of
loser.
football. Some talk,
Hey,
some
it can
reaction.
happen. It can happen.
Oh, stop it, Joique.
Hey,
Shut up.
I've said
1 to
since day
7.
one.
We started 1 to 7.
What? Shut up, Joique.
No,
I'm done with you.
No, look
Hey,
at the
Joique, you
numbers.
had a
Art,
better
look at the
roster.
numbers, Art.
You had a lot better roster.
No, but look at 2015.
Clip this so we can make
When you
fun
went
of
1-7
Joique.
and then you came back, you had a better roster than this team?
Yeah, we did.
With
Thank you.
a Hall of Fame player.
Okay, who's better on this team than was on that roster?
But what I'm saying is that's also the year that Calvin sat out a few games because
No, he did.
Yeah,
which was
so,
part of the reason why you were 1-7.
Yeah, and so you look at the last 8 games. Look at the last 8 games. We went what?
Joique, stop it.
6-2. We won 62 the last 8 games.
You know what, Joique? I got to
That's
give you
not
credit.
10-7.
You sound like me right now, bro.
That's not bad.
You sound like me. I'm starting to brainwash you, man.
You're not brainwashing me. You getting a tattoo. I'm not getting anything.
There's a chance. Well, you're afraid of needles, so that's okay.
I hate needles, so yeah,
You do?
makes sense. Oh, hate
So do
them.
I.
Ryan's reaction says in our YouTube chat thread says that Antonio Brown wouldn't be in the league if it wasn't for Brady, and yeah, there's probably truth to that.
Probably is.
But guess what? He is.
He is.
Ooh.
He is. And
he's balling out.
Balling.
He is, man.
Balling.
No, I mean, but that's life. I wouldn't be in this chair if it wasn't for a couple people. I mean, that's.
You're welcome, by the way.
Oh, thanks, Art.
Yep.
Art, all the street cred I have in Flint, man.
Goes a long
You're
way.
welcome anywhere on Door Highway. Outside of that, I can't protect you.
Drew Hartman says Antonio Brown, the best athlete ever to come out of Central Michigan.
Yeah. Probably so.
Yeah.
I mean, who?
Eric Fisher was a number 1 overall draft pick. Won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. But, AB's a dude, man.
He's the best athlete, but I know a better person that came out of Central Michigan.
I'm I never get caught up in that, man. I'm not asking somebody to raise my children for me, man. I just want to be entertained on the television.
And give me my fantasy.
Are you not entertained?
I am at Terry Foster, who will be on the bottom line this afternoon from 2 to 4. Woodward Social Network.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, T-Foss.
Central Michigan.
Central Michigan legend.
For Terry Foster, who's the greatest chip?
Have you been
who
to a
does
Central
he
Michigan
think?
game? Have you been to a Central Michigan game before?
I've been up tailgating, and this is the same fate I had at Western before during my college years. I've been in the parking lot multiple times, but never fully succeeded in getting in the stadium for the game, both at Central and at Western. I didn't go to school either. It was visiting friends.
All right, so when Coach Bono left the Lions and became the head coach at Central Michigan, I took my son, my nephew, and my little cousin up to a Central game. Actually, it was his last game coaching at Central Michigan. And they took care of us. We had the suites. You know, we was able to chill with his wife, who I loved her, lovely lady. And it was chill. I like Central Michigan. And you know what's funny about AB coming out? I actually did my pro day at Central Michigan with Antonio Brown. And so I was only running back. He was a receiver. And we linked up there. So it was kind of funny. Yeah.
Some guys that'll probably have pro days during the course of their career. Football players for Cass, Tech, and King, they're squaring up for the PSL Championship on Friday night. Woodward Sports will be there. We bring you the very best in high school football action. The action starts on our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at 9 o'clock Friday night, the PSL Championship. Woodward Sports has your high school football coverage. It's also brought to you by The Prep and my people over at Planet Fitness as well. Again, that's the Woodward Sports Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. 9 o'clock Friday night, the PSL Championship. Cass Tech against King. Check it out.
Papa Romano's has a pizza that is pleased to meet you. The Mizza Pizza is a sizzling deal and fully loaded with pepperoni, ham, Italian sausage, ground beef, and bacon. Get a large Mizza Pizza for $16.99 at paparomanos.com.
Back at it here, Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl for Legacy Partners Insurance. When you watch the games, you're bombarded by insurance ads. They all saying the same thing. Promise you to save money, but if you really want to save money, you need to visit our friends at Legacy Partners Insurance. And here's the deal, folks. Here's the why and the how it works. They're independent. See, they're not like tied to a company or anything like that. They're not going to be pushing that company's products on you. They shop. They go to the marketplace. 7 to 10 different carriers for your insurance to find you the best deal for the insurance you need. And speaking of you, here's what you need to do. Call 586-209-4106. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you, and they'll get you a quote, and they can figure it out. They're going to shop that quote between 7 and 10 different carriers. And just for getting a quote and telling them Woodward Sports sent you, put you in a drawing for a $50 gift card. So call or go to LegacyPartnersINS.com. Again, that's LegacyPartnersINS, which is short for insurance. You know, let's go. LegacyPartnersINS.com/Woodward today.
We have a complaint that I would like to address real quick. Neal, I know that you usually do the intros, but I want to apologize. The graphics department failed you once again, Joique. You are not on that back wall. We will do our best to get you up there in a Red Wings uniform. I will get it done by the end of the week, so I apologize.
So you get it done by tomorrow?
Also, I'm out tomorrow, so.
But not too bad. Art, what do you got going today? Tomorrow?
That's nice, Art.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. D-Mac, what you
got some business.
So you go to the game with tonight,
You
Art?
fit up there. I'm going by myself, but there's a bunch of these kids are going to show up. I got work to do. I got business to take care of from there, but there's going to be 4 of these Woodward
Minions,
Sports creatures
kids.
crawling around.
Yep.
You want to do Fish has got questions, so you got to find Fish tonight because Fish has got some questions for the fans.
Yeah, listen, I mean, we're all talking about this like it's Red Wings opening night. No, it's the BDE takeover with the biggest BDE representative, Fish. So
if you want to, if you ever want to go, Joique, all you gotta do is let me know, bro.
We do got to do that.
I think because it doesn't matter if
Neal,
these guys
you're
are
going, correct?
I'm going down there. Yeah.
I'm going. I'll be down there.
Watch D-Max.
You down there tonight?
Yeah, I got 4 tickets.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Watch, he's gonna be. I knew he was gonna pull this too. He's gonna text D-Mac later and be like, "Hey, give me Art's tickets real quick. Just give them to me." Look at, see. What is that? What are you doing?
I was supposed to get Art tickets. Art ain't got tickets.
All right.
Fish got tickets.
Yeah, let me see.
I don't
Do I have
like
4
your
tickets?
little ways. I don't like the way that you are sometimes. You're very sneaky and
Really,
you're
I
just
think
very
that goes both
joikey.
ways. I think Joy
Yeah.
could just
I
throw
just
that
don't-
rape
you
back.
just see how he say he
I don't
doesn't
like
like
the way you are sometimes.
So, no, he doesn't like the way I am sometimes. I don't like art at all.
Well,
so
good.
it's a perfect.
Good.
It's
so
just
perfect.
the net. We gotta, it's just cracking.
Like
out
I
as
come
a
in, I
negative.
come in the morning. I have great energy, and just art is just fucking it up in here with negative energy. Just
You
negative.
literally spent 20 minutes in your car when you could have been in here with us, the people. You were in your time. You're not even supposed to park over there, Joy.
Ouch.
But it's Joy's world. Hey, there's a handicap spot. The lady's moving right behind D-Mac. Go take her spot.
that was a guy.
I don't
and
assume
he's illegally
genders.
parked art. He's in the blue
You
check
said
marks.
it. You said
He's
the
lucky.
lady.
I misspoke. It's
You
2021.
misspoke, huh? You
I do
misspoke.
not assume.
On our YouTube chat thread, Mike G says, can legacy partners consult us on draft capital? Well, they could probably shop around for the best trade deal if you wanted to acquire draft capital. I'm just saying, Mike, they probably could do that. Drew Hartman says, AB is probably the most famous athlete, anyway, to come out of Central Michigan.
he is.
J.J. Watt doesn't identify with CMU. He identifies with Wisconsin. I forgot. Yeah, J.J. Watt did go to Central.
And what's
to
wrong
start.
with Burger King? I can't go
No,
to
it's
Burger King for
because you don't-
breakfast.
No, you complained about the Burger
Yep,
King,
you
and the
did.
chat has your back by saying
Yep.
Burger King's trash.
Long
That's what they're
time ago.
saying.
That's back in the old
okay.
days.
Yeah, because remember you had the issue with the lady.
Yeah, I had the issue with the lady at Burger King, and we had gotten to a debate.
It wasn't a debate.
It was
You
a debate.
made
She
it
was
very
wrong.
clear you were upset
She
with
was
her.
wrong. It wasn't my fault.
Joke's never wrong.
For those who do not know, can you explain the event?
All right, so I
Here
pulled up
we
the
go.
so
Oh,
the breakfast is over at 10:30.
Yes.
I got there at 10:15. Like, ask for some French toast sticks.
Well,
That's
I love
it.
French toast sticks.
Love them, delicious, and they're vegan as well. And so, just to put that out there. And so I go and order, and we're done with breakfast, sir. I'm like, what you mean we're done? Like, what time does breakfast end? We're done with breakfast, sir. I said, okay, what time does breakfast end? We're done with breakfast, sir. And just like that, and I said, well, I understand you're done right now, but I want to know what time you guys are done so I don't make the same mistake tomorrow. She said, oh, okay, we end at 10:30. I said, well, why do you guys end at 10:30 tomorrow but only 10:15 today?
It's not supposed to make sense, Joey.
There's a possibility they could have possibly ran out of breakfast.
You would just say that.
They probably work as good as your camera. Why are you still fix your camera?
I did. I
Fish?
reset it.
Well, you stop
You want to
talking
reset
until you
it
fix your
again?
camera. You stop talking until you fix your camera. And so now
Well,
we
then
get
I'll
into this
reset
big,
it then.
So we get into an argument. She gets into a big argument. She said, well, let me see what your car is because we won't be ever serving you again. And luckily that day I was in a loaner because my car was in the shop. And so I said, you're not going to know what car I'm in because I'm never driving this car again after today.
I can imagine like Joik, they give him like a Chrysler LeBaron and that's his loaner car and he's just regular Joik for one day. Could you imagine Joik as regular Joik for one day to where no Tesla Joik? No Bitcoin.
Well, it was actually still a
No
Tesla.
Shiba.
It was still a Tesla.
Oh my gosh, must be. Yeah, no Shiba, because I know you're all up on that.
You know, somebody texted me yesterday, said, can I be cool like you guys and tell me about Shiba? Oh, man. You know, hey, you got to get it. You got to grab it now.
You got to buy it.
And a Bitcoin.
There's a dip today in it, as a matter of fact, too. It'd be a good buying opportunity. Get in on the Shiba.
Buy on the
That's
dip.
what they all say.
Buy on the dip. Son.
Buy the dip. DMAC, Robert Colosio wants to know, DMAC, since my LA Kings are going to suck this year, what do you think the Kraken will do? Expansion teams can either be the Golden
They
Knights or
got
they
a
can
big
be
game against
Kivas
the Golden Knights
USA.
tonight.
What's that? I was right there, and
It was the Kings. It was the Kings.
All right, here we
Kings
go.
Golden Knights game.
Take two. Robert wants to know, DMAC. DMAC, since my Kings are going to suck this year, what do you think the Kraken will do? Expansion teams can either be like the Golden Knights or they can be like Kivas USA from the MLS days.
In between.
Wow, good memory.
In between.
In between the two?
Not quite Chivas. Fish, anybody, soccer, they weren't very good in their first year.
They were not.
Kivas USA.
They're no
Right.
longer a team.
Exactly. They'll be a little bit better. Growing pains obviously goes down to goaltender. I don't think that. I'm not a huge Grubauer fan.
Me neither, and they're giving him the cheese.
So they're gonna. It's gonna be a tough year. I expect the Wings to be better.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now, D-Mac. We got a question in the YouTube chat, and we need an answer. Who on the Red Wings roster, or the Red Wings, as Fish says, is going to
No,
be
I'll be
the
calling them the Red Wings tonight.
Thank you. Is going to be the standout player of the year. The standout player, who do you got, D-Mac? Who is it? Please don't say what. Okay.
No, I won't say what. You know, it's like, who do you want it? It's going to be Philip Zadina for my boy Neal right here. There it is. He's going to be all lock, rock, and step. And you know what? The thing that I like is when Art Regner said it too. He doesn't.
He went
lack
right
confidence.
into it too.
He doesn't lack confidence. You hear the more that you hear is the more that he's ready to do it. It's hey, here's your opportunity. Everything's there. Prove me right or prove me wrong. We're done with thinking. We will know, and I'll let you know more November 1st.
I know. I can't wait for that too. But yeah, I mean that's where I am. And again, it's deeper than that for me. It's just he is the face of the rebuild. And I know he's not Yzerman's guy. I gather that. I understand that.
Yeah, but he is. But just because he didn't draft him, but it sounds like he is Yzerman's guy. The reason he's still around, the reason that they like his work ethic is 200 foot. So he is an Yzerman guy, and Yzerman knows that he needs him as that left-handed sniper to get her going. So hopefully this is no better time than tonight. Might as well do it in front of Neal Ruhl. You might even get him.
I'll be in the building. Yeah,
go get his jersey. Walks into it today. Who knows?
Well, I mean, now hold on. We're years away.
What if you got 4 tonight?
What if you got 4? No, I wouldn't buy the jersey. I was thinking about that, though. Maybe I would get the T-shirt jersey.
There you go.
No, I'm just playing.
You know what, though? Out there on that ice, man. Question, does it get cold down there? Because speaking of cold, have I told you about Northwestern Tech? Start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. To learn more today, go to northwesterntech.edu. I'm Joique Bell. That's Neal Ruhl. That's Darren McCarty. We're getting ready for the game tonight. It's getting hype, but it might be a little bit chilly. But it's okay because we got Northwestern Tech. Pull up on
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
I told him, too. I said, I'm going to do... He just doesn't listen. He never listens. Anyway, Guardian Alarm, they listen. They got eyes and ears for you. And that's why they're awesome. A good defense on and off the field helps you feel secure. It helps you feel like everything's going to be all right to where you don't have to worry about someone breaking into your house and you don't know about it. You're going to know about it thanks to Guardian Alarm. You could also change the temperature in your house. You could also lock and unlock the doors. If you want to let grandma in, press the unlock button. You don't want to let in that nasty intruder, you lock the door. It's efficient. It's awesome. 24/7 local monitoring. Here's the number that you got to call in. I can't do this by myself, so
maybe Fish can help.
Maybe Fish can help. Let's see. The number is 1-800.
Stay out.
Again, it's 1-800.
Stay out.
One more time for the people in the back. 1-800.
Stay out.
Guardian Alarm, been a trusted source for over 90 years at keeping families safe.
Get away from my house.
Thank you. Back to you, Neal.
I try to pull some Braylon. Braylon does that as well. 2-4 bottom line. So let's try to...
Never change, Fish. Never change.
Oh, I'm shook. I'm shook. My name is Neal Ruhl. Joique Bell's here somewhere. D-Mac is in the building as well. Happy to have you all along for the ride. Real quick before we cut out of here, there was a question here on the sheet that it's talking about quarterback play in the NFL. And I thought it was pretty intriguing for me because there are a lot of young, exciting quarterbacks in the NFL. But the question was posed, who would you rather have for the next 10 years at the quarterback spot? Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray, or Lamar Jackson was thrown up into the mix as well. And Joique, I'm curious to get your take on that because it's an intriguing question.
For the next 10 years.
Yep.
Give me the names again. You got Justin Herbert. You got Lamar Jackson. You got Kyler Murray.
Joe Burrow. Josh Allen.
To me, it's about 2 guys.
Yeah, it's actually 3 guys for me.
It's 1.
I know who for me...
You're going to go with Joe Burrow, aren't you?
No.
Oh,
I'm not either.
No, I'm going Justin Herbert.
So
it used to be Josh Allen. But Josh Allen in the 10 years, the way he plays is probably going to get hurt more. The system, and I know Brandon Staley or whatever, but to me, Justin Herbert is, wow, he's the real deal. And that game this weekend was an instant classic when, putting up, 49-42 or 40 something against Cleveland. But just the development, and I really like Josh Allen to be my other one. I don't think Burrow could be hurt. It all depends, whatever else, but I'll say Herbert.
Okay, you say Herbert. Okay, for me, I'm gonna go with. Is injuries included, or we just their talent level? And what
right now, today, you make the choice.
I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson.
You're gonna go with Lamar Jackson.
I'm gonna go Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I'm going Justin Herbert too, and you guys are gathering how I roll a little bit.
Yeah,
2.5 years left on the rookie contract right now. Justin Herbert will make $7 million next year and $8.4 million next year.
And then 80.
And then 8, yeah, I mean, yeah, but they all do, right? So from a business perspective.
But there is, to the Neal Ruhl football setup, is what San Diego is the epitome. And you could say Buffalo too with Allen or all these young guys, but this is what we need, what we want, looking down, because you don't have to worry about it, right?
Right,
and
I'm saving
sign him to an extension next year.
Yeah, and he'll bust the bank and everything like that, and certainly that'll happen. But they all do at some point. So I mean, just for me, I got 2.5 years of team control still with Justin Herbert. I think that makes it a no-brainer because Neal, the football fan, I mean, you know, if you're going, hey, the best quarterback, I'm a big believer in Josh Allen, but I also really enjoy Lamar Jackson. It's funny to me that Kyler Murray's not getting any of that shine.
Talking about breaking the bank, Lamar Jackson's making how much? $3 million this year?
Yeah, what is his deal? I know that he's
a 4-year, $9.5 million deal
because he was picked so late.
Yeah, he was picked late. And so this year he's getting $3 million. What's up, Art?
Yeah, can I ask a quick question? And Joique, I think you know this probably more than anybody. Obviously, you get that $3 million contract, but I've always wanted to know with endorsements and sponsorships, and I mean, you had Nike. That $3 million is a nice base salary, but how much are they making on top of that? Because they got to be killing it.
No, so that's separate from your contract. That'll be your endorsement. That's like off the field.
Do some players make more in their endorsements?
Some players do. Some players do. Not all players.
Some people make more in their endorsements than they do in their contract.
In that contract, for sure. So that's one of the angles that the Patriots use to get players of high caliber for a low price. We know you're worth $3 million, but we'll give you $2 million.
Right.
And you'll make probably another $2 million in endorsements because we're going to win here, and that way you'll get more notoriety, right? And so you look at a guy that's about to break the bank. Let Lamar Jackson continue to win and then have a run in the playoffs and have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl or even get to the Super Bowl. We talk about breaking the bank. I want to see what they do for him.
Yeah, Lamar will make $23 million next year. So and then he'll be the old UFA, unrestricted free agent at 26 years old,
which would help 2023 plan. 2023.
You see where I'm coming from now? Like, but that becomes an option.
Listen. It's like, starting a fire. It's like barbecuing over an open pit. You just got to keep banging it into their heads. 2023, the salary cap. Why your
but do you see my plan?
Premise? Why your ingredient to whatever is going to be is the one? Because now you get people looking onto it. That's why the cap space and why you wouldn't sign a Trey Flowers, because you want to leave it so that you can go after a guy like that. You don't want to hinder that.
Because this year's a sunk cost.
And make sure it's the Trey Flowers we're talking about from Seattle, the quarterback. Not the Trey Flowers.
No, but I mean, those are options that are on the table under my plan, the draft capital cap space plan. Yeah. When you're talking $43 million in cap space, that's just enough to make him the highest paid quarterback in the game if you wanted to go that way.
You know what? You know what else can make a lot of money? If everyone that's watching, all of our viewers, if you guys can just take a moment, it only takes 3 seconds to do, just hit the like button for this. Just go down and hit the like button on YouTube.
Joique cares.
Hit the retweet. Just go down and hit it for us real quick. So right now we're at 45, but we have 150 people watching. Just go hit the like.
Oh, there it is, 45.
We're at 45.
Oh, there you go.
Let's get to 100.
Let's go Red Wings.
Let's go hit a like.
Yeah. Get excited, Joique. Come on, am I going to see you out there tonight?
He's coming through.
Is Art coming?
Can we take a bro picture together?
Is Art coming?
Softball, Joique.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Look at his Joique coming to softball stick. He's not going to be
What time
there.
is the first game?
Oh, he's going to
6:30.
He's going
to I'll be there. What time of games? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a double header. You're just going to quit out like the team. You're going to be a Kyrie Irving.
Is it a double header tonight?
And the Red Wings are on the ice at 7:30.
Yeah, you're going to be a Kyrie Irving for your team? That's not nice.
That's not bad. I don't have to get a vaccine to play softball, so I'll be there.
Controversy at Woodward Sports.
Space dogs?
Yeah. The Space Dogs might be Joinker-not-less.
Yeah. But you know what, though? I got the secret weapon coming tonight, so I can play the first game and then, boom,
Steroids?
slide out.
Who your friend?
Huh?
Your friend?
Yeah,
Your cousin?
Did you see the text thread? Stick?
Yeah.
He's coming. We got Big Dog coming.
Are you talking? You're taking steroids for softball, Joique?
I have the secret weapon coming.
Yeah, secret weapon is steroids.
We got Braylon. Braylon's coming.
Braylon will take your place.
Braylon, are you coming to play softball? Braylon can't play softball, can you? Okay.
Oh, it's subtle flex right there. You just did
Just
that
a
little.
little.
I was all-state in baseball freshman year.
my freshman year. You know, it's like work. You know, I ain't played in a while, but you know.
And said it all quiet like too.
Well, it's great having you guys here tapping in with the Big D Energy. I'm Joique Bell. This is Neal Ruhl. Darren McCarty. Gang.
Well, see you later.